And I keep keeping this example. You know, for a very long time, as a country and as citizens and as parents, we've driven this narrative that unless you have gone to a university and got a degree, you are not going to be successful. That is a false narrative. I love education. I have gone to school. I am pursuing a PhD as I talk to you, and many of those. That's good. But that is not what makes one successful. There is a whole junk of people, a whole category of persons that can contribute a huge, can make a huge contribution to the success of our country without a university degree. And when we talk about university degree, people are even not bothered about a university. Not all of us are going to be neurosurgeons and heart specialists and actuarial scientists. There are some people who will have to do some things for this country to move ahead. Let me tell you, Bill Gates, the richest man in the world, does not have a university degree. Our own Bob Collymore, who runs the biggest successful business in Kenya today, last week they declared 18 billion shillings half-year profit. Safaricom does not have a university degree. Do you understand? Yes. So we must get it out of our minds that the only way to succeed is to go and get a university degree. No. That is why, as government, we are changing the education paradigm so that we have education that creates skills, competencies that help drive the development requirements of our country. So that is the scope. That is the area where we want to be clear about where we want to go. On the hardware of our business environment, all of you are aware we are deploying the standard gauge railway to reduce the cost of transport by 70% and time by 50%. Standard gauge railway is well ahead of time. By 2017, that use between Nairobi and Mombasa. We have already discussed it going to Naivasha and all the way to Malaba, because infrastructure is important for any entrepreneur. If you're thinking about even the story he talked about, the sweets, you must think about the industry that manufactures the sweet before you come and sell it from this shilling to that shilling. That industry requires. We, the politicians, have our own narrative to suit our own political stories. But things are changing in our country. And that is the thing that we want to do so that we can lay a firm foundation for our economy, for our industry, for our manufacturing sector, our value addition sector, our agro-processing sector, so that entrepreneurs can have an opportunity to do their thing. We need that firm foundation. We need to keep
more. We are looking at people that will teach us good things, because these people here are young. The next government, you can't come and tell these people, tunataka wajue kwamba sisi ndio wale ambao tutawaambia wao wakwende. We know you said nothing. We want people that are telling us credible things, because all these people will take over the government in this Kenya. They'll be the next CEOs. We will be running the group, Old Mutual for you, Daktari. And we are the young people that are taking over this one. So our political strategy pia lazima ibadilike because we are going to take over this nation as young people. Ama mnasemaje? Do you want to be lied to ati tuanze kupigana tena? No, we will not. So thank you so much for such mentorship because we are watching and we are with you, Your Excellency. So thank you so much. Terian Chebet, you may take over now as also Your Excellency. We don't want to keep you here for so long. We understand your schedule is very busy. So you can leave at your own pleasure for now as we continue with the program. Thank you so much. Let's arise as we tell the Deputy President Kwaheri, and thank you so much for coming, Your Excellency.
Thank you, sir. Yes. No.
Welcome, Terry Ann. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. We may be seated.
All right, thank you so much for coming this morning, and we're now going into a panel discussion where we've got some incredible entrepreneurs who are here with us. I'm sure you saw them on our posters earlier. Of course, Vusi will join us on stage, Hilda Mora, James Wambugu. I'd like to invite you up on stage so we can have our panel discussions. The audience that is here with us this morning had actually sent some questions when they were registering, so we will have a chance to speak with them. We'll also have some microphones in the audience. If you do have some direct questions you'd like to raise to our entrepreneurs, please do so. So without much further ado, I'd like to welcome Susie Wakabi, the founder and entrepreneur behind Susie Beauty, that's Kenya's first makeup brand, to come up on stage. Susie, let's give her a warm hand as she comes up. We've also got Evelyn Akinyi Odongo of Mefa Creations. However, she's just setting up what will be an international label called Akinyi Odongo Fashions. Please join her, welcome her as she comes up on stage. Please have a seat. I've also got Hilda Mora, who we've spoken to before. Do come and join us on stage. Let's give her a warm hand as she comes to speak with us. James Wambugu, please come up on stage. You did share with us as well this morning. Vusi Tembekwayo, come and join us on stage once again, and of course, all right, and that's Danson Mushemi of Jambo Pay, who will also be telling us a little bit about his story. Ladies and gentlemen, it's an absolute pleasure to have you here with us. The entrepreneurs who are in the room are here to listen to your story, inspiration, encouragement, as well as to challenge them in their journey towards entrepreneurship. Susie, let's just kick off with you. You know, Kenya's first makeup brand, which is made by an African for the African woman. You came back from the US, you know, enjoying your life there, and you decided to come back home and start something because you saw a gap. Tell us a little bit about that.
Sure. I did study in the US, and I stayed there for maybe 8 years after studying to work. And that's where I got my skills in the fashion and beauty industries and honed them really well. Came back home in 2007 to work in the beauty industry. Beauty is my passion, obviously. So I found the gap in the market doing my work because I could not find affordable, good quality products to even work with, to replenish my makeup kit with, let alone for own use. And after a while, I realized I cannot be the only one like this, waiting to travel, waiting for people to be coming in order to get the good quality, affordable stuff that's out there. And I very naively one morning told my husband that I will just make my own because I can't be the only one with this problem. And that's where Susie Beauty.
All right, identifying the gap in the market that we talked about earlier. Kenya, you have dressed the who's who in this country and beyond. Briefly, tell us your story.
I'm a Kenyan, blessed and talented. I was raised up in a village called Rangala village in Siaya County. I think most of you doesn't even know where it is. My mother was a tailor, so I saw her doing her tailoring and I grew up around her. And for the last 10 years, I've been doing fashion at Smefa Creations. And as I look around what is happening right now, the focus is Africa. African art is hitting the world, hitting the global market. And with all the changes that are coming up, with the Ministry of Industrialization coming up with industrial parks and all these things happening, I asked myself, how am I positioning myself in these opportunities that are coming? So 2 years ago, I started a journey of setting up an international brand where I say we have to have high quality product for the high-end markets coming from Africa. Because when you look at the fashion industry as an African brand, we may not be able to compete with the Zaras and the big brands, but the niche market, it's there, it's open, it's ready, we can actually venture into it, and that's the journey I'm starting right now.
Incredible. And in just a moment, we'll come back to Akinyi, who will be sharing with us about AGOA. I know for the longest time, AGOA, which is, of course, the opportunity for us as Africans to export into the American market, has stayed way much, above what would be the SME market. But now we have a chance to export over 6,000 products to the United States, and Akinyi will be sharing with us a little bit about that. So we've had Hilda, we've had a little bit about Vusi. Danson, let's come to you. Vusi, you want to say something?
Yeah, who created the war of genders?
Let's mix that up.
Thank you very much. Good. I'll sit next to you if you don't mind. Okay. No, Danson, you can't sit next to me. Let's switch a bit.
Or Susie,
He can come there.
Let's go to the corner if you don't want to be next to me.
I think Vusi wants
Where
to
must
sit
I
in
go?
the middle.
No. Where must I go? I'll go wherever you want me. What do you want? Okay, I'll sit here. Okay, you can take it.
Fantastic.
See, is that better?
Thank you very much.
Much better.
What would we do